外国教授怒斥美国记者美国快学学中国吧 Number 1
9.5% for about 40 years. China growing with extraordinary speed, closing the gap to the United States, 2005 and then 2011. And then in 2014, according to the International Comparison Program of the World Bank, according to GDP measured by purchasing power parity, China actually overtook, by this measure, the United States to become the largest economy in the world. This was a truly remarkable transformation in a remarkably short space of time. But it wasn't just the transformation of China. It was also the transformation, or the beginning of the transformation, of the world. Until very recently, the vast majority of the world that live in the developing countries were very dependent on the West for any aid, for trade, for institutions, for ideology.
Number 2.
There's no greater miracle than has happened in China. And I've been in the fortunate position to know the Chinese people, many people who have become 30-year type of friendships. And then I was able to see things. And so I can only describe what it is through my eyes. It's, to me, the perspectives are different. And one of the leaders described to me that the essence of that difference is that in the United States is a country of individuals and individualism, and it treasures the individual. It treasures the revolutionary individual, the Steve Jobs type of personality who will disrupt the system and so on. And in China, it is the family, and as an extension of the family, the collective. And he described that the word country consists of two.
Number 3.
Very developed in this world. Actually, all think Chinese is number 1.
When I came here, I was very surprised how technologically advanced it is. I think it's years ahead of Europe or any other place that I've been to. I think you guys use your phone for everything here, from paying to buying things online. It just blew me away how advanced it is. Yeah, so I didn't expect China to be that advanced. I mean, I'm telling you, it's years ahead of Europe.
我第一次来这中国是在高中的时候，没想到中国是那么大，有那么多的人。Yeah, China would be. I didn't expect it to be that much developed in some places, and also there are so many people. Everything still works, kind of like chaos, but at the same time, everything works all the time, and people.
Number 4. So guys, basically we are here to see one particular product called Idea Hub, but I had to pass through this cloud and AI department, which is so cool because I was always interested in AI, robots, science fiction movies, and I can see like how advanced the technology is. Although I can't fully understand, they have a lot of information in Chinese which I cannot read. I can show you a glimpse of it. And then later I want to show you Idea Hub, which is actually office equipment. Yeah, this is literally the office where these guys work, and it's huge. Like there are some office areas where I can't go. They have some plants. For those of you who don't know, Huawei is one of the biggest companies in China. I only knew that they make phones. I didn't know what all they make, so I was surprised to see so many things here.
I can just introduce you this product. This is the Huawei Idea Hub.
Number 5.
As China looks towards the next 5 years, that got me thinking, what achievements have I personally witnessed from the 13th five-year plan? And to be honest, I've witnessed a lot. For instance, so for me, one of the biggest achievements that I've been able to witness as a foreigner living in China is the country's poverty reduction plan. Now, by the end of 2020, the country achieved its goal of lifting nearly 100 million people out of poverty over the previous 8 years. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And I've been lucky enough to visit many of the places that have seen huge improvements as a result of this plan. This place was once known as a Pinkunce, or a poverty village. It's not anymore. It's been pulled out of poverty. It's been absolutely transformed. 比去年漂亮 I've seen firsthand how provinces in the east are helping out poorer provinces and regions in the west, providing talent, resources, investment to foster sustainable.
Number 6.
Another crazy thing is the amount of construction that's going on here in China. I'm sure you've probably heard about it or seen it on YouTube or the news, but pretty much the entire way from Nanning to Shenzhen is construction. It looks like this the entire way. They're constantly just building apartments, new warehouses, all kinds of stuff. I've actually heard a joke about it. What's the national bird of China? The crane. Alright, so the bullet train just arrived in Shenzhen. So I just crossed the border from mainland China, from Shenzhen into Hong Kong. And for American citizens, it's really easy. You just cross the border, show your passport, and they give you a 90-day.
Number 7.
There, because I've seen some Chinese movie, they always fight. So it's not like that in China. I changed my mind. It changed my mind.
Well, when I was a boy, I used to read about Chinese history, so I always think about the Chinese history most.
Rice and noodles.
Chinese characters, mountains, huge cities, and everything is so big.
排队. So because in China you are a lot of people, so in each place you go, you need to do 排队. But I 喜欢排队.
When I think of China, the first thing that comes to my mind is how big the country is and the different cultures throughout the country.
Chinese people and opportunities.
I think about big, I think about adventure, and I think about...
Number 8.
Moved to China 10 years ago, more than that now, 11 years ago, and the China of today, if you compare them, they're almost incomparable. In fact, this area behind me, the CBD, did not exist only a few years ago. Certainly didn't exist when I moved here. I would probably be sitting inside a field or a farm. But China has changed quite a bit, and I think a lot of people cannot appreciate that the China of the past is not the China of today. The insults hurled, the degradation, the accusations, they might have landed in the China of decades past, but they don't land today.
Number 9.
Chongqing, vi porto con me a vedere il paesaggio cittadino di questa città, meraviglioso soprattutto di sera, e questa è la seconda caratteristica più bella, più importante di questa città, perché la prima, come molti sanno, è il famosissimo hot pot, super piccante. Venite con me! Ecco, adesso vi porteremo con noi a fare una passeggiata qui sotto per vedere tutto il paesaggio, però si può prendere anche la barca, si fa tutto il giro attorno alla città, però noi visto che oggi abbiamo poco tempo non prendiamo la barca, vi portiamo a piedi. Come vedete ci sono tantissime persone, la maggior parte sono turisti che alla sera vengono a vedere appunto qui il paesaggio perché è veramente molto famoso e rinomato in tutta la Cina. Vediamo se riusciamo a trovare un buco libero per farvelo vedere meglio, perché come vedete c'è un sacco di gente affollata a fare foto e video.
Number 10.
Pieces of exercise equipment, and it's not like rigorous exercise like at the gym. It's just like making yourself move, basically. Like this isn't exhausting, but it kind of gets you up and moving, so elderly people can come here and just get some exercise and make sure that their bodies don't start getting frail or sickly.
这个健身器材是干嘛用的呀？这个好像太简单了点，不知道是这个样子还是这个样子。
可以上下蹭，上下，不用转，上下。对，
我感觉你在刷我呀。
就是这个样子。
This one is like a little back massager. See the little nubs on here, so you can get an arm workout, well, a very light arm workout while massaging your back. They got everything here.
Something else that is the in thing for elderly people in China is birds. Bird cages aren't just kept in the house. When the bird's owner comes out in the park or the garden for a walk or to sit or whatever, the birds come along too.
Number 11.
China was a very poor country. China was actually a very poor country
up until the 1990s even. The idea of China as the largest economy in the world was an unbelievable idea in 1980 or 1990, even for most people in 2000. But China's rise has been the most spectacular event in the world in the last 25 years. I would say that's a great success story for the world. And as the president of the World Bank said just at the last session, over these 40 years, 800 million people who used to be very, very poor now are not poor, and some are middle class, some are even wealthy. So what a fantastic story for...
Number 12.
Big, a lot of people and a lot of discipline.
Friendly?
Yeah.
Friendly? Yeah, I like them. My housemate's Chinese, so we get along really well.
How China suddenly can get so powerful? Actually, I would say, because for a long time China was kind of a poor country. Like, how did that happen?
I think a big economic powerhouse that is going to be one of the major countries in the next few years.
A lot of people, like really crowded.
Studied at Beijing University and Fudan University as well.
And what has your experience been like living in China?
Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. It was literally the best experience of my life.
谢谢你们，我真喜欢中国人。
I've actually been there quite a few times. I love the place. I love the culture.
Que es un país muy adelantado. Son muy bonitas la población y que también es el mayor continente, mayor economía del mundo.
Number 13.
Hands like this, walking on the street, right?
Okay. Here it seems really common for girls to hold hands, and sometimes it's confusing because I think they're in a relationship. But they are not. They're just friends. What's the next one?
Next one. It's about holding umbrella when it's a sunny day.
Why do you guys do that? I mean, come on. I understand sometimes you need to protect yourself from UV rays, but I think it looks a bit ridiculous to hold umbrellas.
The white skin is more beautiful.
White skin is more beautiful.
Yeah. Do you like white skin or dark skin?
I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. I don't really care about skin color. What?
You should say dark because I'm dark. Next one is about square dance.
So I find that pretty fascinating and interesting and